Good morning. Coming to you live, Miami Studios. How's everyone doing? You guys have any questions, or Zach will take a look at those. Every Tuesday we're going live for you guys. You guys some value on what we're doing. Give you some understanding. It's through understanding that we grow. Let me get my computer set up here. All this month we're going over the imagination. And what does the imagination mean to an individual? A lot of us were taught the imagination was just something that we fantasize with, something that we do as children, something that it's truly not for the realism, it's truly not for reality. It's more of a plaything, or maybe for people that are creating things as far as art, or maybe it's used for more of the unknown for people, but it's really not used amongst many people or understood really. And we really understand what is imagination. Imagination is everything that a man is. Imagination is something we should have never stopped doing. Imagination is something that we should continue to practice and really understand what imagination is. Imagination is controlled thinking. Imagination is a controlled thought into the unknown, a focused thought into the unknown. When it's become dynamic, that means you're going to imagine something on purpose. Here's a key word, right? So when you do things on purpose, that means you're directing the energy. You're deciding where you want to go with it. You are getting into the spirit of an idea. And when you go somewhere on purpose, you start to get ideas that reflect back from that idea. So we really don't understand the way the mind works. There's a lot of people that don't understand the way the mind works. And because they don't understand the way the mind works, they're lost. They're stuck. They're stuck in circumstances. Now, Matter is really a result of materialized thought. Matter is really a result of materialized thought. Somebody's imagined it. When you really begin to understand the imagination, everything is materialized from it. There's nothing outside of us that does not reflect back a conscious individual imagining something and creating it into form. So if we miss what imagination is, we miss life. We miss the understanding of life. And we miss creation completely. Now that we've come into matter as we see it has been imagined, go back 2,000 years ago. Let's look at the creative demonstrations of consciousness in 2,000 years. What do you see? Nothing but imagination again. You see, there's something that's taken us beyond the animal kingdom. There's something that has taken us beyond what we see in the birds and the bees, what we see in nature. We were born with the higher faculties. These higher faculties take us beyond. They take us beyond nature. They take us beyond circumstances. When you look at nature, nature has its own way. The animals have instinct. We have the higher faculties. We have the ability to think and go and use our imagination and really tap into this infinite intelligence that's all around us. Now, this infinite intelligence that's all around us and a part of us has never left, never gone anywhere. We have to access it. And each and every one of us has the ability to access this information at any moment in time. It's never away from us. It's never a part of us, apart from us. It's always one with you. We were born with it. Now, we rarely use it. Now, 2,000 years of growth, 2,000 years of prosperity consciousness is what I see. Prosperity consciousness. What does that mean? Well, somebody's wanting more, greater things, better things, happier things. Prosperity consciousness. That means really the more of the energy that we've had was been directed towards advancement of life. Prosperity consciousness. Now, if the mind, the imagination, again, is being used for prosperity consciousness, being used for the advancement and the achievement, and for the progression of humanity, we see that unfold in things that demonstrate that. That's what you see. You see people wanting to grow, to build, to have. The homes have changed. The way we travel has changed. The way we do things is advancing to a better degree for hope and prosperity for humanity. And that's because certain people are directing their mind in that direction. Now, the mind can go anywhere you want to direct it. Mind can be used in any direction. We have the ability to choose, choice. We have the will. Go into the higher faculties. We have perception, the will, reason, imagination, memory, and intuition, the 6 higher faculties. These 6 higher faculties take us anywhere we want to go. And it takes us out of the circumstances. This is so important. Majority of you that are listening to this are living among your circumstances. You're living among the things that you think you cannot work out of. The average individual was taught to look at the circumstances and let the circumstances control your behavior. Now, we don't have to do that. We can look at the circumstances, and we don't have to get emotionally involved with them, but we can understand the circumstances. We can look. We can observe. And then we can look towards understanding. This is what took me completely out of my reality at the time. And this is what continues to take me out of the reality that I'm in at different points of times in my history. And it's been the higher faculties that I use that lifts me out of what I see at the moment. It lifts my perception. This imagination lifts me up to see above and beyond where I'm at. And I use the higher faculties to understand what I need to do. I observe, I contemplate, I look at what people are doing. Now you may ask, why would you look at what people do? I look to observe and to understand. If I continue to do as they do, I continue to get the results that they get. If I continue to think as they think, I continue to do as they do. Now, the problem was not outside of me, the problem was inside of me. I wanted more. I desired more. So the thing that was holding me back was my imagination was not going further than where it was at. And that's the truth. Everywhere you're at today, the only reason you haven't gone any further than where you're at is because you haven't imagined yourself going further, to do more, to have more, to achieve more than what you're doing. And some of you may say, oh, yes, I have. That's not true. Well, you're missing the other higher faculties. Maybe you've imagined a little bit more. You haven't imagined 10 times more. And you hadn't had the faith and the willpower to take yourself there. That's the truth. Majority of individuals' imagination does not go further than what they can see. The average individual's imagination doesn't go further than what they believe that they can accomplish. Then they believe what they can accomplish. You see, we grew up in an environment, and that environment gave us all of our belief systems. It programmed us to thinking in a certain way. I had to unlearn and relearn. You want to know how I've come to where I'm at today? You want to know how I've achieved the things that I've achieved? It's by unlearning and relearning. It's a process, and it's not normal. It's not normal for individuals to push against the grain. It's not normal for people to go and do the unknown. You've got to use your higher faculties, and then you have to discipline yourself. You got to discipline the action. I had to discipline my actions. I didn't have the habits of success. I'm still developing my habits of success. Why? Because I know there's more. And when I get there, I know there's more. And this is what I've been doing, traveling through space, time, and reality, traveling through experiences, rewriting my programming. Why do we have this Institute of the Mind? I saw that I was changing. I was getting results that other people weren't getting. I was leaving people behind because I was studying, researching, understanding, and applying the information that I was learning. It's taken me years of research, years of work, but not working outside of myself, working inside of myself, working on me to develop me. I had to pay the price. And again, success is not normal. There's not very many people that I knew at that time that would invest on themselves. They would pick up books on purpose. Pick up a book on purpose. There wasn't very many people that I knew at that time that would pick up a book on purpose to study it to the definite end of acquiring what they wanted to acquire by the application of the book. There's not a lot of people that study and really read to go beyond memory. That's what school taught you. But maybe you will not be graded on memory. You'll be graded on your ability to think. And thinking is imagining. You see? Everything that we are is imagination. You're going to get graded in life. What grades you becomes you. What has become you is what you've been thinking about. Your ability to go beyond what you've been thinking about. You're graded by the way you think. Perception, I started to shift my perception. Started to shift the way I thought. I was looking at everyone and seeing and understanding, well, they keep doing things in a certain way. They go to the same job. They get out at the same time. When they're off, they do the same things. Watch TV, radio, habits, hobbies, whatever they are. But yet they still come back to the same job, same place, same money, go back home to the same home, same car. Everything inside the home's the same. Week after week, month after month, year after year, same vacations, same routine, year after year, nothing changes. What has them stuck? And what did that 1% do that's completely different? What does that 1 to 3% do? What does that 1 to 5% do that's completely different from the masses? I started to really, really think and understand that if I keep doing and thinking as they think and do, I will stay amongst them. Well, then if I want to go beyond where they're at and I want to do the uncommon, if I no longer want to be with common things, I've got to do the uncommon. I've got to be the uncommon. Let me go see what those 1 to 3% are doing. Let me go see how they think. Let me go see how they understand. Let me go see. And I started to notice that these people were not normal. Success is not normal. I was becoming not normal. I was working after hours to go beyond where I was at. I was doing uncommon things at uncommon times, which made me uncommon. Common people do common things at common times. That's why they're common. I was picking up books that I never picked up before because I found them interesting. All of a sudden, when I had a vision, and I knew it was only my responsibility that could take me to that vision, and nobody else could take me out of reality that I was in because I had put myself in the reality that I was at and in and experiencing all at the same time because of my consciousness, because of my awareness. I started to pick up books on purpose to a definite end to take me towards my vision. Now, if I would have never had a vision, I would have stayed amongst the majority. That's right. That's completely accurate. If I would have chose to not have a vision, to think beyond the known, if I would have selected to not to think, and again, mental activity does not constitute thinking. If I would have selected to be and to stay amongst the common people, I would have stayed without a vision. I would have just given in to the circumstances, given in to conformity. I did not want to be common. And I don't mean that as an insult. There's nothing wrong with doing common things and living a common life. I didn't want it. I didn't want it. Let me tell you another thing. Success is not common. It's not normal. That's why few people do it. Few people really achieve it. Few people do the uncommon. But if you're listening to this and you're hearing this, chances are you're not common. Chances are you want to be uncommon. The chances are you want to live your life by design. I started to look for people that were doing the uncommon things. A vision was uncommon. Setting a goal and a date, writing it down, looking at it over and over every day, getting into the spirit of it, feeling it, taking my perception, changing it, evaluating myself, changing me. I no longer wanted to be me. My past personality kept producing the same personal reality. The problem was in me. Will. Here comes the higher faculties. I had to have an iron will. I had to have and develop a bulletproof attitude. Will is your ability to do what? To stay focused. Will is your ability to, one, first, select the images that you want to work with. Nobody ever taught you that growing up. They didn't teach me that growing up. Son, all you are is imagination. All you are is a creative imagination. How far do you want to go? All a man is mind. All that mind is imagination. How creative will it be? Will you do as they do? Will you use your mind, your imagination, and think as they think? Or will you go beyond? Now, you could select to go anywhere you would like to go. And by the use of the higher faculties, you can go there. Change your perception. Use your will to select the images you would like to work with. Develop your discipline. Give yourself a command and do it. Reason. Reason with what? Use reason to reason your way through the process. If I want that, I need to go study them. If I want that, that's my image, then I reason and I look for understanding. What do I need to do to become like him or like that? What new habits and behaviors do I need to start to behave like? Reason. Well, what are you doing right now? What habits and behaviors are you doing right now that are not allowing you to be successful, that are not allowing you to step out of the place you're in today? I had to reason with who? Myself and the thing that I wanted. I had to reason with myself and the place I wanted to go. Imagination. Imagination is everything that a man is. I had to imagine beyond where I was at. My imagination had to go beyond my circumstances. This is what took me out of the norm. When I looked down, I could see that other people that were getting the same results are in the same place. Well, get out of there. Stop doing as they do. Well, reason. What do I need to do to get out of there? Well, Will, where's your vision? Memory. Did you know that memory does not only have to be memories of the past? You can apply other people's memories. When you pick up old books, The Secret of the Ages was written in books. Whose memory are you retrieving? Ideas. Guess what? When you use your imagination and you go off to a place and you're imagining and you're getting ideas and visions, whose memory are you tapping into? That's infinite intelligence. What ideas? A memory is to remember. What are you remembering? You can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands because you are picking up memory. You are remembering who you are. Remembering that you're one with the infinite. And if you can hold a vision and you can pluck that idea from the no thing and you can accept it with the perfection that you truly are, and begin to use your higher faculties, because this is the way you were created, you can have anything that you want. Intuition. It's the feedback. You intuitively work through things. You go back to your vision, you come back to where you're at. Your responsibility is not to come back to where you're at and get emotionally involved with what you see. You come back to review to see how you're doing up there. You come back to review the circumstances, not to get emotionally involved if it's not working out, but to understand, am I working my vision out correctly? Am I applying these laws correctly? In 2010, I had a vision. The vision took me completely out of the people, the places, the plots, circumstances I was in at that time. That vision was much bigger than I was at that time. I had a vision that I would be the owner of several companies. I had a vision that we would be helping people. I had a vision that we would have an Institute of the Mind. I had a vision that we would be global. I had a vision that we would find other people that would want to be a part of these companies and to help people and to help the advancement of humanity. I had a vision that we would have these institutes, physical locations all over the world with investment companies investing in helping people, the betterment of humanity. And I had a vision that this would go beyond me and us. Continuing helping on. The vision is beyond my time. And I could tell you that today, 2022, we've accomplished quite a bit of it. Not by accident. On plan. Not very many people that can say that they write history before they see it. But this is what we're teaching people how to do. And we're recording it live. Now, if this is hitting you and this is really getting you motivated, get involved. Nobody's holding you back. My mind is a center of divine operation, and the divine operation is always for expansion and for the realization itself. If you want more, you have to change. The whole universe is rushing to your aid. It really is. And even if you think you're not successful, you are successful. You've been successfully doing everything you've done today right on target. What you think is success. It's when you want to go beyond what you were programmed to do that you stay stuck. We have been successful. I successfully achieved getting into trouble when I was younger. I successfully achieved trading my time for money. I successfully achieved, I can't remember the old saying, trading your time for peanuts. I've done that. I've done all those things. I didn't want to stay there. That's the difference. I no longer wanted those results. I wanted more. Now, let's take a look at imagination. Let's look at the word imagination. Let's look at the word think. The verb think, according to the dictionary, means to form. To form in the mind. to conceive, imagine, to determine by reflection, to think one's way through a difficulty, to get rid of by thinking. Now, how many people around you are truly thinking? How many people around you are truly thinking beyond what you know how to do? You're not stuck by accident. You're stuck because your thinking process, your hard drive, was programmed to not go further than where you're at today. There came a time in my life where I reached the limitations of my program. The program is going to be your environment. The thinking stuff that you have, the way you think, was programmed and designed to only go so far. I didn't know that at the time. Your parents probably didn't know that. Their parents' parents didn't know that. Their parents' parents didn't know that. It's rare you find people that know that they were programmed and that they wouldn't go beyond the program without the use or help of a mentor, of books, of people that are teaching this information. The verb think, according to the dictionary, means to form in the mind, to conceive, imagine, to determine by reflection, to think one's way through a difficulty, to go beyond. So powerful. How many of you have really thinking beyond your current results? How many of you have been really thinking beyond your current circumstances? Very few. How many people actually go and do the thing beyond what you were programmed to do? Very rare. How many people continue to reprogram? How many people continue to unlearn and relearn what they were taught? Very few. Now, when I started to find these 1 to 3%, 1 to 5%, you know what I was finding? I was finding the people that were betting on themselves, finding the people that were into personal development. I was finding the people that were looking for coaches, mentors, teachers, looking for knowledge in books. I started to find people that were thinking as I was thinking. Interesting how that works. I started to find people that were doing as I was doing. I started to look for successful people, and really the truth of it was after I was already being successful. But I was already forming the habits, and I was already doing what they were doing. What was changing me? Working on me. Why would somebody invest on themselves? Why would somebody spend money on mentorship? Why would somebody spend money? They're tired of being who they are. I was tired of being who I was. And everything that a man is spiritual demonstrations of his consciousness. Spiritual demonstration is vastly more than intellectual persuasion. It is knowing that your word does not return unto you void. It is knowing that all life, all power, and all law are right where you are. As he, a man, thinketh in his heart, so is he. As you think, so is your experience. You're perfect. The ideas you've been using are not perfect, but you're perfect. Went into a job. Traded my time for money. Worked for peanuts. All of that was perfect consciousness for his awareness. Mine was working perfectly. My experiences were happening right on target, right on time. Spiritual demonstrations. I was thinking stuff into form, and it was happening right on target. It's rarely somebody reevaluates their beliefs. I was thinking stuff into form. You our thinking stuff into form. Some of it no longer serves you, but it's perfect. Perfect for you. Sometimes you even fall in love with your ideas. Sometimes you even fall in love with the misery. You don't want to let it go. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. As you think, so is your experience. Thinking is the determining factor in every circumstance and condition in your life. If you think right, you get good results. If you think wrong, you get bad results. Thinking is creation. Thinking stuff is formed in creation, in form, in matter as we see it, according to its originating center, you. What are we? We are so much more. Remember this definition, for it tells you that your world is made by your thinking. Never forget what a mind is. Never forget what thinking is. Imagination. For it tells you that your world is made by your thinking, by your imagined state of being. You've imagined yourself right where you're at, right with what you're doing, according to what you think is possible for you. And if you want to go beyond you, you've got to seek the information that's going to take you beyond you. And this is what we do. The metaphysicians tells you that your world is no greater than yourself, that it is what your consciousness makes it, that whatever you conceive, believe, desire, and feel is realized in your experience. And this is right on target, right on key. The metaphysician tells you that your world is no greater than yourself, that it is what your consciousness makes it, that whatever you conceive and believe, desire, and feel is realized in your experience. Your world is only as big, beautiful, wonderful, and satisfying as your belief about it. All the power of creation is at your command, and you can use it to make your world what it ought to be. Who gave us that ability? As a creative force. All science, all religion, everybody goes back to there's this creative force. We can tap into it. We can use it. It was given to us. There's a God. All scientists have come to the realization as the further they dig in that they cannot deny. Now, if you're stuck, it's not by His will. If you're stuck, it's because you're not allowing yourself to go beyond what you know how to do. You're stuck in your own way of thinking. And our thinking go beyond. Let me get this set up here. What we want to do is to begin to think of how we want to live. When you can do that, you can really begin to think of how you want to live. Open up the doors to possibilities unknown. Zach, do we have this through Zoom where we can? Oh, okay. 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 I'm going to give you guys a little picture here so we get a good understanding of what the mind is and the way it works. I want you to really think that when you go off into that creative imagination, when you really tune in, you really get emotionally involved with your vision, your desire. You want to go there and you want to go, and there's a place you want to go there, there's a place, and you really, really, truly want it. You're actually tapping into infinite intelligence. And as you go there and you stay there and you hold it with your will, you attract to you all possibilities. You attract to you everything necessary for the accumulation of that reality. You can do it. Let's look at this. How does that look? Awesome. Now, this picture may look a little silly, but this picture is what brought order to my mind. It brought order to Bob's mind. It's brought order to a lot of people's mind. Because we don't see the mind. And because we don't see the mind, we don't understand it. We can talk all day long, but without images, it's harder to understand. But when we have an image and we can have something that we can put together and we can see, this brings order. This picture brought order into my life. I've been studying a lot of books, a lot of research, many years to understand who I am. I've been looking for me my whole life. I've been looking for my purpose. Who am I? And I've been looking on purpose. It's not an accident that we're here and we're here today. We're here today because I was working on me and I wanted to understand me. And I wanted to get a better me. I wanted to have better results in my life, in me. We're not here by accident. We're here because I wanted more. I knew that I was more. And I know you know that you're more. I know that you know there's so much potential locked up inside of you. You just may not know how to do it yet. Because I was looking on purpose and I was looking to be guided. Because I was looking, I found. Now, right here we're going to talk about two parts of the mind. Conscious mind, subconscious mind. And then we have the body. And then the body is always moving, producing what? Results out here in the physical world. We live outside of ourselves. We truly do. But we never see our thoughts. We only see the reflection of the thoughts. We live outside of ourselves. Now, who am I? This was what kept taking me, and I kept hitting this thing. I said, my God, I know there's perfection in me. I know. I had to draw it out. I knew there was perfection in me. But I knew I was missing something. Now, because we live in a physical world, we only see what's going on down here in 3D world. This is three-dimensional world. So we see the physical world, our physical reality, experiences. We experience ourselves outside of ourselves. That means we're experiencing what we think. We experience, down here, we experience ourselves out of ourselves. So that means this who that I've been looking for, who am I, was looking on purpose, therefore found purpose. Accident? No. Because this energy that we have is perfect. We are directing it as we think. In this subconscious mind, I'll come back to that here in a minute, we have a filing cabinet. This filing cabinet has files and files and files and files and files of information. And I want you never to see that word again the same. This is actually information. It's information. Because as you think, you're pulling ideas from your box. If I say dog, cat, refrigerator, TV, stove, how about let's go back to your very first refrigerator. What color was it? For every word that I am saying, you have cells of recognition. And just like that, where are they flashing? On the screen of your mind. Whose ideas are flashing there? Your cat, your dog, your refrigerator, your things. How are you picking this up? Through these antennas right up here. This is the stick person. Dr. Thurman Fleet gave us this image of the stick person so it would bring order to our life, order to our mind, order to our life. You can hear me. Some of you are listening to me. There's a difference. You hear with your ears and you listen with your emotions. But the person that's listening is getting emotionally involved with the ideas and therefore transforming ideas from their subconscious mind to their conscious mind, seeing the pictures, cat, dog, refrigerator, TV. And you are experiencing the feeling of it as well. As you listen, you pick up ideas and they flash on the screen of the mind as images. And as you get emotionally involved, you feel it. Where? In the body. You're beginning to understand who you are. You're truly beginning to understand who you are. As you feel, subconscious part is the feeling side of your personality. Conscious mind is your intellectual part. And then your body is the physical. You live on 3 planes at the same time. Spiritual, spiritual plane, intellectual, and then you feel it in your physical world. Every idea you have is unseen. You work with them, you play with them. You think and do things on purpose. This energy is perfect. It just is. We color it and we change it as we think. We color the vibration in our body, we color the vibration in our world, and then it comes in form as physical reality, and you see it around you in form, not by accident, but on plan, because of the way you've been thinking. Now, majority of you didn't know that your thinking is a product of your results. Majority really didn't understand that if you want to go beyond what your results are, you have to go beyond your thinking. That's what I did. As you begin to think, you're drawing from this infinite intelligence everything prerequisite for whatever you're changing this idea. I was looking for my purpose. Therefore, I found my purpose. And now I am living on purpose. If you have not been living on purpose, that means you're selecting the ideas that you're going to work with, then you're living in a physical world down here that you truly don't want anymore. Not because you can't have more, because you haven't selected to do more. We really have to choose the way we want to live. You have to take responsibility for this world that you're in right now. And you take responsibility by taking responsibility of the ideas that you are using. I'm telling each and every one of you, if you want to go further, you've got to bet on you. You've got to work on you. You've got to invest on you. And nobody else is going to do it for you. Don't ask your mom. Don't ask your dad. Don't ask your brother. Don't ask your sister. Don't ask the neighbor. Chances are they're getting the same results. You've got to go out of your network. You've got to go out of your circle. You've got to go find people that are doing the uncommon. And it's through constant space repetition of a new idea. It's through constant space repetition of being around others that are doing the uncommon. It's through constant space repetition of taking your vision and moving it into that body and giving yourself a command that I'm going there and there's a place. There's a lot more information to understand. We do these classes, we do them all week long to help keep people focused, to help keep people on track. And then on Saturdays, we have our Business Matrix program, Thinking and Results program, where we teach people how to rewrite the program. The program is what has you stuck. Rewriting the program takes you out of that environment into a new one. If you're tired of being you, the way I was tired of being me, the time is now, and make a decision. And clearly understand, if you don't make the decision, you'll be doing the same thing again tomorrow, and the day after that, 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 and a year from now, 2 years, 10 years from now, you'll be the same man, same process as thinking, same thinking process, and never go beyond what you are. You may say that's not true. Look around. Look around. When we really begin to understand this information, the world will open up. If you really want to learn more and you want to work on you more, and you're ready to make a decision to improve your life and change your life completely, send us a message. We're going to put up links up here. So one of our affiliates, one of our consultants will get with you. If you're ready to make the change, you're ready to invest and bet on you, say yes and do it. Clearly understand that the subconscious part of you, which is the known part of you, already knows what to do, and it does not want to do what you're wanting it to do. It already knows, it already has its habits, it already has its behaviors, and it already has its automatic. The minute you decide to go further than what that thing knows how to do, It's going to reject the idea. It's going to say, no, I'll do it later. No, right now is not the time. No, I don't have the money. No, we can't do that. You can't do that. It's talking to you. What that is your subconscious programming. And it does not want to allow you to go beyond. That's the thing that's been keeping you stuck your whole life. I had to rewrite that. I continue to rewrite that part of this, my subconscious mind. It's not, the subconscious is not in just one area. It's your whole life. It's in your business. It's in your life. It's in your relationships. It's in your family. It's outside of your family. The subconscious is everything that a man is subconscious mind. What we want to do is rewrite those programs that are in the subconscious. That allows us to be free. Thank you for guys. It's been a great hour. If you've listened to this, rewind it, play it again. Over and over and over again till you begin to understand. You will not get understanding until you can release the ideas that I'm telling you to do. You will not get understanding until you're doing what I'm telling you to do. You will not understand a thing, and you will not become something more until you actually act on these ideas. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Zach. Thank you, team. Everybody have a blessed day, a wonderful day, and we'll be seeing you guys.